I flew into Malaysia and spent one day at a hotel, and then spent the next 10 days going around on buses and hiking and just generally touring the whole of Borneo. On the second day of being in Borneo, I managed to go to Mount Kinabalu. It's a prominent mountain on the island of Borneo in the southeast part of Asia. So here today in Borneo, I'm just about to climb the 4,000 metre high Mount Kinabalu. Very high, tall mountain peak, one of the tallest in the world in fact. So if you can look around, you can identify with the rainforest and the botanical areas, which we're just about to see. I'm also going to go to the hot springs as well, which yeah, should be amazing. So I'll keep you informed and up to date with the journey. So with a backpack, tour guide and another couple of people, we managed to hike up to the very peak of Mount Kinabalu within a day and walked all the way down as well.
Well, one of the many big waterfalls here in Mount Kinabalu. Kinabalu has 7 waterfalls, and it's an amazing view here. I've been jungle trekking and walking for the last 8 hours, done the botanical gardens, done a canopy walk as well, and now I'm just managing to explore one of the many waterfalls here on the mountain range. Mount Kinabalu is 4,000 metres high. The highest peak is about 4,096 metres. Yeah, amazing views here. A definite must-see for travellers and hikers. Great exercise, a venue for all fitness enthusiasts. Definitely come and visit here. I'm going to go and have a swim in the back there, and I'm going to go and see the hot springs in a moment as well.
Out of all my travels over the world, over the many years I've been going travelling, Borneo is by far one of the most vibrant and exciting sights I've ever seen. The vibrant colours, the terrain is just to die for. It's just like being at the top of a mountain overseeing the Amazon rainforest. It's just an amazing, beautiful sight to see. I was quite fortunate that it was a clear day and we could see rainforests for tens of miles around. After going to Mount Kinabalu, I managed to go to the national park, where I managed to see many flowers of all types. Also got to see the world's biggest flower, the ravioli. It's approximately about 1 foot by 1 foot in size, and it's an amazing, beautiful flower. After touring around the rainforest on the national park, I managed to do a tour guide in the canopy, where I was walking across the canopies, which were about 300 feet above ground level.
Well, this is definitely a view and a half up in the canopy in Mount Kinabalu. As you can see, it is very high, about 2,500 metres high at this point.
Borneo has lots on offer. I managed to see many waterfalls. I went to the monkey sanctuaries. One of the definite highlights of going to Borneo was seeing the orangutans, both in the wild and in sanctuaries. One of my first encounters was at a sanctuary in Borneo, where they've got a rehabilitation program at hand. Orphaned orangutans from all over Borneo are brought to this sanctuary, made that their mothers have been killed or have just died of natural causes, and the youngsters have been left to fend for themselves. The older female orangutans on site take the orphans underneath their arms and help with the development and natural growth. As you can see from the photos and the videos, the orangutans were coming in down by ropes slowly as the wardens had disappeared and left food available on the plantations. The mother orangutans were bringing their young ones in, and the poor young orangutans were having to hold on to their mothers for dear life as the mothers were slowly coming down to the plantations. There they'd have an option of fibrous foods, including fruits, bananas, etc. And it's quite funny to see the other breeds of monkeys fighting for the food amongst themselves around the orangutans. Orangutans naturally live a very solitary lifestyle. It's often the mothers with the child orangutans. For many years they're left together in the canopies of the rainforest. As the rainforests are destroyed slowly, the orangutans are forced to either go deeper into the forests or end up at these plantations. After going to various monkey and orangutan sanctuaries, I managed to take a trip of a lifetime through the Borneo jungles. I'd hired out a tour guide for 4 days, and we managed to go straight into the depth of the Borneo jungle. Managed to see many bat caves. At one point we went to Gomantong cave, which is one of the biggest bat caves in the world. It was full of cockroaches and bug life, and it was huge inside. As you can see now, you can see some various clips of me inside the cave.
Hello, I'm Gavin Townsend here today in the Gomantong cave in Borneo. All I can say is it's a very big cave, full of birds, full of bats, hell of a load of cockroaches, and it stinks. It's an amazing, impressive place though. It's about 80 metres high inside the cave. There's probably about 1 million or so bats, probably 1 million or so birds here as well. If you can just hear in the background the constant hissing sound of the birds and bats combined, it's pretty immense. Looking around, you can see it's quite a big place. I'm just at one of the caves at the moment. The entrance is just behind me there. I've just turned around 180 degrees. The entrance was about, I'd say about 40-50 metres high. So coming on in, it's this cave. At first I thought it was just raindrops dropping on top of me, but obviously walking through the dark in the cave, the last thing you expected was a hell of a lot of bird poo to be presented on your shoulder. So I'm hiking through the whole of Gomantong caves today. So yeah, it should be quite a little adventure. If you have a weak stomach and you don't fancy the smell of excessive amounts of bat and bird poo, and you don't mind cockroaches walking in between your feet, you should be fine. But apart from that, there's not a lot to see other than a big cave with lots of birds and bats.
Being with a tour guide, with camping stove at hand, with all the camping tools that you need, such as tents, etc., really gave me that sense of freedom. Being in the jungle, sleeping there for 3 nights was an amazing feeling. We got to see lots of sights, orangutan in the wild, many bird life, plant life, and it was an amazing experience, one which I'll never forget. After touring the rainforest, I managed to go down to Sipadan, which is on the southern part of Borneo, and I managed to go diving. And at one point I was diving with shoals of barracuda, which had over 300 barracuda in each shoal. There was also tons of marine life, such as hammerhead shark. At one point I saw a large group of hammerhead sharks. I swear there must have been 100+ hammerhead sharks swimming towards me at one point. It was a very scary experience. It was very exciting to see all the different water life and marine life in Borneo. From Sipadan I managed to go up to the northern part of Borneo, And on one of the last days of my trip in Borneo, I managed to go to the Turtle Island where they breed, off one of the islands. I spent half a day there and then went back to the airport and then flew to Singapore. Borneo has always been a place where I've dreamt to go. I'm so glad that I've been there. I'll definitely look to go there again in many years to come. It's a vibrant, lush, beautiful country, so much on offer. I managed to go rock climbing, caving, mountaineering, went trekking across a rainforest, stayed in the rainforest, saw many monkeys, orangutans, sea life, marine life, different types of sharks, turtles, etc. It's definitely a good place to go. If you want to watch my next video on Singapore, please feel free.